back at it again. This time live and direct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Yeah. So this
Let's see a
time
couple.
around, today A's birthday, my youngest
Happy
son.
birthday. Happy birthday, man. Tell nephew happy birthday. Es Acito.
Yeah, yeah.
Acito.
It's Acito birthday today. So yeah, I we was just out to eat and I went across the way to this Mexican restaurant. And so they still there. They still there. I finished eating. Everybody's, got their place and eating, finished eating, but they chilling now. So,
So
but
we talking about some dedication. People better pick
yeah,
up on everything. It's
yeah,
in people's moves. You could talk a good game, but watch and pay attention how people moves. It's your
yeah,
youngest son's birthday today, correct?
yeah,
You took care of the family. You ain't neglect the family. You took care of the family. You got the family good. Got everybody
yeah.
situated, and still made time
Got
to
to do
handle
this.
business.
Got to do this. So you practice what you preach. This what I'm about. So, and I think that his birthday, I got him settled. He eating. He's sleep right now. Actually, everybody else good, and I had to go because this is important, and I'm doing work right now. So the people got to hear this. This is a blessing. This is a blessing, man. So I got to give it to him on
Yes,
time.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The story's still being written, dog. That's a part of
Yeah. Yeah.
it. Let's get it.
So yeah, man. You know how we like to start it off. We got to start it off with the IOU moment, right? So
Every time.
every time we got to set the tone with this every time. So we're going to get into the IOU moment right now, right? So G White, you up first. What you got for him?
So my IU moment this time is it's crazy, but it's very direct, and that's how I like to be. That way, there's no miscommunications. You either find a way or you'll make an excuse. In life, you'll either find a way or make an excuse. You'll either find a way to make an excuse for the things you don't have, the things you feel like is not for you. Nobody in my family ever did that. Nobody from where we from ever did that. I'm too young. I'm too old. I'm black. I'm white. I'm Hispanic. Whatever. You'll do a bunch of things in your mind to trick yourself out of, and those are excuses. Um, Nobody in my family ever did that. I mean, nobody ever started a family. Nobody ever made this amount of money. No, everybody moved away. Nobody ever went to school. Nobody ever started their own business. The list goes on and on and on. And you can apply that to your life because that's the real life lesson right there. You're either gonna make a way, grind,
Yep.
study, put yourself in position, change your circle, change your circumstance, move to a city you're not familiar with, or whatever. You're gonna find a way if you really are hungry. And there's going to be plenty of people that'll help you with those excuses you're trying to make. They're going to make you feel real comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Think about all the conversations we've had with people about nothing,
Yeah.
bro.
Like that's
Like
okay.
like when we talking about like some status quo stuff where it's nothing special in what you're doing. It's a bunch of people that'll listen to you, talk to you, help you live with those excuses. It's only going to be very few people that actually help you and talk to you and aid you on the things that are out of the norm to do. So that's my IOU for today. Is no matter what you're doing, no matter if it's career wise, family wise, personal life wise, personal goals wise, educational wise, whatever, you'll either find a way to make it happen or you're going to find some excuse and surround yourself around some excuse makers to make yourself feel better about getting the bare minimums out of life or out of whatever situation that you're in.
Mediocre. That's facts. I love that because an excuse, man, if you with the wrong crowd, an excuse will just carry you on. You'll be I read a book the couple of weeks ago and you just drifting with the wind. You really don't got no destination. You just drifting and hope you just fall somewhere and land somewhere where it's good. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't make excuses.
No.
Okay. I like that. So my IOU moment is this right here. We are products of our past, but we don't have to be prisoners of it. You understand that?
Mm.
Everybody, everybody want to say, where you from? Where you from? Oh, you from there? Oh, people talk to me in Texas. They say, "Okay, so you from Indiana? Okay, so you from Gary? I just told you where I'm from. I'm from Hammond, Indiana. I live by Gary. I live by Gary, but I'm not from there. So I like usually I wear a lot of gold things like that just because I like it. But nobody will ever understand I am who I am unless they have a conversation with me. Because off the approach, they put the stigma on me, and I look like just any other black person out here that they think that they always think the black people making the problems, right? But I think that I'm definitely not a prisoner of where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So I think that if you can understand that, accept your role of where you grew up, accept how you grew up, accept what you had to go through to get where you at. That doesn't dictate where you're going. One of my favorite books, and GY, you know about this one, is titled "Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun?" That's a
Hmm.
real fact right there. That's a real book. Go get it right now. Reginald
All right.
Lewis.
Reginald Lewis.
Why should white guys have all the fun? Now, please don't be small minded about this. It's not, take the context out about the white, black, yellow, orange. That I have great friends that are white. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that predominantly and historically, Caucasian people have always had the better hand at life, at society. And we as black people, or we as minorities, I should say, it's not just black people. This podcast, we've been oppressed and everything else, right? But at some point, you have to make that change and say, there's no excuses. I got to do what I got to do to make it out. Right. So that's why that book is titled, Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? And I'm here to tell you right now that I'm from Hammond, Indiana, and I know the dynamics of this podcast. Who's listening right now is all our friends, all our people back in the hood. Right. So I want to say, and all the other hoods that's listening too, if I did it, I ain't no better than nobody else.
Facts.
We grew up on the same streets. We went to the same schools. We had the same teachers. If I did it, you can do it. Everything that I did, you can do it. And that's what I'm about. That's what we about. And that's how we want to start it off right here. That's how we want to set the tone.
Let's
All
get
right,
this thing rocking then.
let's go. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we back.
and you know, them
I
type of
want to pick.
things. Go
I
ahead.
want to
Go
piggy.
ahead.
I want to piggyback off that a little bit. You know, I got something to say. I got a lot to say. um, I would say, you know, skip it. I'm gonna rip the band-aid off. I'm gonna
Yeah.
rip the
Stop.
band-aid off.
Stop.
You
Be
know me,
direct.
always trying to use the good words and all that. I'm gonna rip the band-aid off, man. We from round the way, like you say. We just like you, just like us, whatever, right? We come from a real place. We ain't take no shortcuts. If and I find out a lot of our friends, family members, or people we come in passing with, they want this get rich quick scheme. When you talk to me on a one-on-one, I don't have a get rich quick scheme. We didn't take no shortcuts. Everything we got down to the any dollar in our pocket, dollars in our account, our education, learning about credit, all that. I'm talking, we didn't take no shortcuts. Some people did. You could tap in with them. When you talk to me, they talk to you. I'm gonna put you on a process. I'm gonna put you around some practices, some good practices
Facts.
that I've applied to my life and they actually work. Not somebody else, what somebody else did, or some type of pyramid scheme, things that we apply to our lives that actually work and we have seen successful. Now, just because it was successful for us, it goes back to school. Let's talk about school. Your math teacher put what? Show your work, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, we can get the same answer, but go about it completely different. We're not saying do what we say do, take the same career paths that we did. We're talking about principles and practices and a mindset. And that's something you could take anywhere. That book you just talked about, Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? That book was brought to me by Roland Parrish. a Hammond High grad. Roland Parrish is a very successful businessman, probably own about 40
A
something,
lot of them.
a lot of them, 40 something McDonald's in the Dallas area. And
Yeah,
last time I looked up, he probably averaged about 60 something $1 million. So when somebody
that
like
was
that,
yeah, yeah.
that was years ago.
That was years ago.
But
Yeah,
we're not even talking about the money because let's talk about the mindset behind it. So when I met Roland Parrish, we both were being acknowledged at a night where we both were receiving community service awards. And, he told me about that book. But when people usually sit around a lot of successful people or people they feel like got clout or money or something, they may get into, like you say, how much money are they making? Or what type of
yeah,
watch you got on? Or what's that? The only thing I asked him out of everybody in that room, the one question I asked him was, tell me about your story. Tell me about your journey. I've always been a person like that. Teach me how to fish. You teach me
facts.
how to fish, and I'm gonna eat forever. I know I can see, I can Google. I'm a smart guy. I see that you're successful. I know you're getting money. How did you do it? What's some of the
How did
things
you
you
do it?
practice? What's the things you put into practice?
Teach me
How
how
did
to
you,
Dougie.
man? He gave me that book to read, and you'll be a fool to fail that type of test. I read that book very quickly. I learned so much just about business. It was very motivating because I am, is what I would consider successful in working in corporate America, where even to this day, I am the only African American on the job.
Yeah,
In 2024, I'm still the only African American on the job. So I get the title and the meanings behind it. And I also understand the different lifestyles that people have and how we've been set back as a people. So, bro, I get it 100%. But no matter where you from, you know what I'm saying? And I know we motivate a lot of people back at home in the 219. And the good thing about it is I would consider myself, when I say 219, I'm talking the whole 219. The whole
yeah.
219. You know the funny thing about it? Let's just real quick talk about Hammond Gary, East Chicago.
Hmm.
I didn't know that people didn't live the same life I live. So my grandma and them is in East Chicago, family in Gary. I got family in Hammond. So I was always Hammond, Gary, East Chicago, going back and forth with the school and all. It's people in Hammond that never went to East Chicago. People in
Yeah,
Gary that never went to East Chicago. People in Gary never went to. It was funny because I always felt like, because I got, that's why I, I
yeah.
always
That's
felt like, but it's
that's
not like
facts.
that. It's not like that. But what I will say is, by being in all three, but spending most of my time in Hammond, I will say we all face the same struggles.
Yeah,
And going across the country, building relationships and rapport with people. There's a lot of people where, bro, we felt like we was the only one going through certain circumstances and certain things or whatever else. But, and I got friends from the middle of Arkansas. I'm talking
yep,
Mississippi, Chicago. I got friends in Trinidad, Tobago, friends from the Virgin Islands. I'm talking, bro, DC, everywhere. And it's the same similar circumstance that we all kind of went through, right?
yeah,
Some plug and chug, but it's that same thing going on everywhere, bro.
yeah. And what I got to say about that is that, for one, you have to be open to experience those different cultures. And I
Yes,
say culture, it's the same culture, but it's a different culture because we live in different areas. If you really think about it, somebody from Hammond, somebody from EC, we got different cultures. We do things a lot different, you know. But I think I want to get into this segue right here because it leads right into it, and it's about, when we do these things right now, we doing this podcast right now. I'm doing it with intention, with purpose. And you got to understand that I don't want you to be small minded. I want you to I I promise you, I like to see everybody succeed. I'm not a jealous person. I don't have a hating bone in my body like they say, but I really am like that. And so if we trying to tell you something on this platform, please believe that it's from the heart. And you gotta take heed to it. You gotta understand, and I'm going to equip you with what I've learned, and I think you can apply it too, because like I said, if I did it, you can do it too. So with that being said, we got to talk about this, is that at some point you're going to have to get up. At some point you're going to have to wake up and say, everybody not against you. Everybody don't want you to fail.
victim
Some people really
mentality.
some people just want to help you. This ain't got nothing to do with the point is that I'm gonna make is that if you ever feel like this podcast belittles you or makes you feel like you less of a person, that just means you got to tap in with me more. Because if you know me, you know me. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like you need to work on something, then let's work on it. That's why we're here. But I need you to press play and I need your full attention at all times. Because
And
I'm about to tell you something.
I would say this. Everything is not for everybody.
Facts.
Um, if if you have a winner's mentality, if you want more than what you're currently doing, you want to see something new and things of that nature, you need to surround yourself around people like that. And this is where it starts.
That's gonna
Uh,
challenge you. I'm gonna challenge you.
and challenge it challenge you. The people around you will challenge you. Then you start challenging yourself. I have not met a person, a coach, somebody on the job. I have not met anybody in my life that's harder on me than myself. So before I look at anybody else and what they're not doing or what they're saying to me and all this stuff, I look in the mirror. If I want to change my circumstance, I want to make more money, I want to do this or that, and the third, I'm looking in the mirror. You want to talk about hating? Like you say, you got a hate bone in your body, bro. We've been that way since we was kids. So I've always admired nice things, people with nice things, right? I had
Yeah.
some nice things, but there's always somebody with something better than what you got, right? Um, I felt like me and you always had nice bikes. I felt
Yeah.
like packing Joey bikes was better than ours.
Facts.
So I looked at that. I seen people with nice cars, and I thank God nobody ever slowed down for us. We had to catch up.
Catch
What
up.
I seen people with the
That's
Cadillacs, the rims,
come on,
the
man. Let's talk
everything. Nobody
about
nobody ever slowed down, bro. We had to catch up. But what I say is this. Now I'm gonna let you take it. My mindset has always been when I see somebody with something nice, I never hated on a person. I never
yeah.
said, man, look at him, man. Or like when that movie, like, I'm gonna drop a dime on that. No, I never did that. I always say,
Nah.
how can I put myself in a position to afford that? Right?
Right.
Or what can I do to get that? Whether that's a nice car, nice house, the pretty girl, the family,
Okay. How you
whatever.
do that? How you do that? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, what are you doing? Like, okay, or how can I put myself into that? Maybe I don't want to go about it the same route, right? Maybe I don't
Right.
want to go about it the same route, but I want to get that too one day. But maybe I'm a cut grass, maybe I'm a shovel snow, maybe I'm a rake leaves, maybe I'm gonna
Yeah.
get a summer job, maybe I'm gonna get an internship or whatever it is. I'm still gonna get that,
You got to
and I,
find that
you know what I mean.
skill.
But I've that the hate and all that. That's just setting. I can't even talk to somebody about if they hating on another person because that there's a strong conflict of interest. People that make excuses, that's a strong conflict of interest.
Yeah.
If you can't hold yourself accountable, we got a strong conflict of interest. If you got that victim mentality, I can try to help you change your mindset, but if you're not meeting me in the middle with that, we're gonna have a strong conflict of interest
Facts.
because nothing good has come from any of those things, and I don't got time to sit there and let that rub off on me, and I start thinking that type of way. So go ahead, bro. You know how I get when we get to talk about stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we can. That's kind of a soapbox for me because you got to know what my purpose is. I'm not trying to get over on you. I'm not. Listen, listen. I'm gonna get mine. I want to help you. All right. So we want the first thing we want to talk about because we talking about skills here. I see. Let me think about somebody in the hood. I don't know any all the OGs before me. Everybody, I learned something from everybody. Let's talk about platinum touch. When I used to have, I did have hair. When I used to have my hair, I used to get faded up, munch, and everybody, fade me up. But
He don't
when
go
I
by
was
Munch
little,
no more. He go by Cheech.
whatever,
Facts.
whatever.
I'm just saying. So you got. I'm telling you. So that bring
That's
the
how I
people
know.
that.
OG, that's when I was a little cat, and OG was munch, munch. That's what I know about. And what I'm saying is that platinum touch. I was looking at the business of it. Okay, they got X amount of barbers over there. Okay, they open at this time. Okay, they sitting right here by the hood, so it's got to be okay. Now the sweet spot open. Okay, so that's right across the street. I promise you, I'm calculating all of this. I'm paying attention to everything, and what I want to say is that I learned a lot from our environment. That don't mean I want to go back because I escaped. But I learned a lot and I took it and applied it. And so what I'm saying is about this skill, identify your skill. The last session we had, we said you got to think about some skills you want. And I want this to be content full. So I'm going to give you the rundown exactly what I did. And you might be able to replicate it, but you're going to find some type of understanding of what you can do to get to the same destination, right? Like we said. And I think that this is one thing that I think of a lot, and it's that the one skill that you do for free is the skill that's gonna get you out of your situation. And you might hear that term a lot from like do what you do in your career, what you would do for free. But I'm telling you that that one skill can take you further. And I'll give you an example. Everybody know I like computers, right? And I told you that, I always used to go to the library. Okay. So basically, if you look at my track record, I went from being in the library to doing things, reading the books and getting the knowledge that I needed. And I knew I like computers, right? So, okay, I'm in the library. Let me study which one of these majors do something with computers. Boom. I found electrical engineering and computer engineering. I got to figure out which one of those I want to do, right? So I took that information and I basically pulled it in and I said, okay, which one of these colleges do one of these majors that I like? Once I got to college, I said, okay, I'm applying myself with this skill and I'm learning. I'm a student of it right now. Where can I work that's going to let me use these skills that I like? So I start working for the Geek Squad at Best Buy, fixing computers, working in the university technology department, fixing computers. Did
Mm-hmm.
five internships, one with Dell. I said when I grew up, I said when I took my first computer apart at 9 years old, I said I want to work for a computer company. Boom, 2012, I did an internship with Dell, met Michael Dell. Okay, now where we at? Okay, so now I don't want to work for no computer company. I done that already. What's next? Okay, so now I'm just keep iterating on this and keep iterating until I get to the point and I find myself in corporate America. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the process you got to do for this.
Yeah. I would say, hey, I know that's crazy. I know all of that to be 1,000,000%. Anybody that know you know that, like, you all. And the thing is, we'll talk about all this stuff where people may look like it's geeky, but
Yeah,
we
I'm a
like,
geek for sure.
uh,
Feel me?
but look, but we was in the mix,
Yeah, we still in the mix too. You know what I'm
still in the
saying? Yeah,
mix, stellar athletes,
yeah,
everything, just goal driven.
yeah,
And you want to talk about identifying your skill? I thank God for giving me two things. I thank God for a lot, but I thank God for giving me two things that I found that a lot of people don't have. And I feel like it's what I have that sets me aside from a lot of people.
yeah.
One is my work ethic. I
Facts.
have an animalistic work ethic. Like, I have not met a person that can beat me at anything I really want to win at or anything I got my mindset to. So sometimes you may see me do the craziest things in the world, be like, Greg, what is you doing? Because if my mind is made up, I'm going to do it. Hence the person that hated running growing up. And I've ran all type of marathons. I'm out my man cave, but I got probably 30 something medals over there.
Yeah,
I didn't run
yeah,
track or nothing, but I wanted to get
yeah,
good at something that I hate doing. I wanted to challenge myself in a way that most people would run away from it. I'm like, nah, okay, I'm not playing baseball no more. College over with. I'm still got to push myself. So I'm going to get good at something I hate doing. So I started running. And not only running like jogging, like I started running like marathons and half marathons, stuff like that. But what I'm saying is my work ethic has never changed. I tell anybody, I've never been the most talented person in the world, the smartest person in the world, far from a dummy. But what I'm saying is my work ethic has always been my edge over people.
yeah,
When you think you can stop working, you think you can stop putting forth effort or whatever else, it's somebody like me that
yeah. That's
eat you up
gotta
every
eat you.
single. I'm gonna get you every single time.
Yeah,
So,
you lunch
so,
meat.
bro,
You lunch meat.
I don't care if I was walking on for a baseball team when I went to Grambling or whatever.
Yeah,
It's not one person in this country that can say that they don't outwork me.
yeah,
Anybody that's ever been in the trenches with me in any aspect of it, Greg gonna work, Greg gonna hustle, he gonna find a way. So that's one. It's my work ethic. And it
Yeah.
applies to everything, right? Even in the corporate America, it's not even close. It's not even close. And the second thing is my hustle. I've always loved. So the hood, you talk about with the hood, right? You talk about the
Oh,
hood.
the hustle. Yeah.
The hood done taught us all the same things. You and
Yeah.
I, some of the guys, it teaches us all how to hustle. I
Yeah.
could have hustled the same stuff that some other
Yeah.
people hustle, right? We're gonna
Yeah.
say that. And- but I chose to do stuff a little different. And I could be excellent at pretty much anything I want to hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I've been always good at sales, marketing, leadership, any type of goal that's been set before me. My hustle is crazy. I say I want a house, I'm gonna go buy a house.
Gotta go
I
get
say I
that.
want to do this, I'm about two of them. Two.
Gotta go get that.
Anything, any type of car,
Gotta go get
any
that.
bro, anything. I'm not gonna stop until I get it. So if I didn't get something, that's because I really didn't want it. But just identifying your skills, you identified yours. My gifts is my hustle and my work ethic. So
Facts.
when I'm even talking to young athletes, I tell them that too. I understand this or that and the third, but I've seen a lot of people fail, young and old. So I got
Yeah.
friends that's 25, I got friends that's 65. And I could tell you both of them where you know what I mean? Like I can see where you kind of went wrong and where you
Yeah.
kind of like your work ethic. Like
Yeah.
you can't be lazy around me. I push my kids. My dog is even pushed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anybody around me, I'm gonna put that pressure on you because one, I want you to succeed. I want to be in good company too, right? But that laziness and all that, bro, but those are identifying my skills, man. And you identified yours. And that's something that I truly take pride in. No matter what I'm gonna do, I'm a hustle and I'm gonna have a good work ethic at the end of the day because there's a lot of things that go on in your life and in your career you can't control. You can't
Yeah.
control a lot of things that happen. But your work ethic, you damn right you can change. You can control that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your mindset, and you can control all of
What
that.
what we tell them though? We trying to keep this because my kids be watching this. I got people, but get your ass off the couch.
Please,
I'm
please,
sorry.
please get off the
Get
couch.
get off the couch. I'm listen. We talking about supreme game. We talking about this. What we got to do. We can get through this. You see
No,
what I'm saying?
and we taking the people with us with it. So you're not talking to two. So a lot of people, I would say this, and I thank God for it. A lot of people got influence, right?
Yeah.
But they don't know what to do with their influence. They abuse their influence. They miss their mark as an OG. You
Yeah.
missing your mark as the
Yeah.
big homie. You know what I'm saying? I see that with a lot of people that we know that we don't grew up with, or a lot of people from different places. I see they got influence over their people or in their communities or whatever else and what they're doing with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then I look at it, I'm just like, and I try not to judge, but I got to keep it a buck. It's hard for me to feel sorry for people in different situations. You missing your buck. I never, we're not like that. You
Cut
know,
from a different cloth.
we
All of
are.
us is from where we from. That's the thing about it. We just got to tap in and
We
have
do.
people come back to help you. We all need help. I didn't get here by myself. I done
No,
told you that I listened to people without them knowing. I probably never told people that, but I took something from everybody I encountered in the hood.
man, I can
You know what I'm
watch you.
saying?
I've watched people succeed. I've watched people fail. I can learn, like you said, you can learn from a poor man. You can learn from a homeless person.
Yeah.
You
It's
know what
just a
I'm
matter of
saying?
what you get from the lesson, man.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's
That's
it.
all it
Something I'm gonna
is.
apply, something I'm gonna stay away from, or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
even to this day, you find yourself in conversations with people. Like I just said, I got friends that's 25, friends 35, whatever else. I mean 65. And I'm dead serious. And I've always been that way. My mom will tell you, like, Greg will talk to anybody. You know what I mean?
Anybody.
He'll hang with some people that's older than him. And most of the people I do hang with are older than me. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is just a different level of understanding and respect and knowledge. But I also got some young friends, real young friends that's getting it, go getters. That you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I like to see that because I see me in them.
They
You know
got
what
the
I'm saying? So
tenacity. They already got it.
tenacity, the tenacity, bro. It all started with your circle. And one thing you can't do is fake life. One thing you can't do is fake life. TD Jakes said You born looking like your mommy and daddy. You gonna die looking like your life choices.
Facts. Feel me?
People want to laugh and joke about TD Jakes. He spitting bars, and I ain't into all that other crazy stuff that
No,
that
let me
y'all
let me
say he
let me
got.
let me stop there. Let me tell you
That's
this.
facts.
We talking about somebody, a shepherd of God, right? I don't care
Hmm.
who he is. Like, you never make fun. Never get into that ball game. Okay? That's not, you can't do that. Be careful. That is a shepherd of God. So
Be
whatever
cautious.
is going on, be careful with that. Keep your
Like I
keep your ears clear.
like I said, and my ears was wide open when I heard that. And that's facts of life. You born looking like your mama or daddy,
Yeah.
you gonna die looking like your life choices. And you can't blame that on nobody else.
But yourself. Let's go.
But
Hey,
okay.
let's get into how they develop these skills, man. Because I told you, I'm bringing the heat. I'm about business, and I need you to take what I'm telling you and put it into effect. I'm not hiding anything. This is everything that I do right now. How we gonna
Yeah.
do it? So developing the skill set. So here's what I do. Okay, if we fast forwarding up to this point. I done told you how I iterated the process of trying to figure out my skill and then applying that skill to find different jobs that will allow me to use that skill. You see what I'm saying? Now, when I'm in corporate America, okay, let's say I'll give you a perfect example. I graduated with an electrical engineering degree, right? So I said to myself, I'm driving an hour each way to get to work. With traffic, it's hour and a half. Don't let it be an accident or snow, or when I was in Indiana, whatever. It could take me 2 hours one way. So when I got to Houston, I said I was driving an hour away. And I told Chelsea, I said, I got to find out a way where I can not have to drive there and back so much, so far. Never had a job that's close. I want to be able to go to, when the kids get older, I need to be there for games. I can't be staying late for no to no after 7 p.m. on the job. I ain't gonna get home to about 9. I can't do that. I gotta figure this out, right?
Right.
So I said, what gets me up in the morning? Computers, right? So I said, okay, I see this cybersecurity, but how I get in there? How I get in that thing? Like, what I gotta do? I see a couple of my friends doing cybersecurity that I know they ain't leaving home. How you do that? You said what? You can work from home and you ain't got to go nowhere. I got internet. How you do that? I found out how you can do it. All you need to do, get you some skill set in cybersecurity. How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? I'm going back to school. That's what I know. I know I can either get a certification. I can get some certification so I'm show I'm competent in this skill set. I can go back to school and show I'm showing the dedication for that paper. I can go read up on some books or anything I want to say and get the interview and get the, you know what I'm saying? I got these different ways, but let's try the school route because I know about that. I haven't done that before. I can tell you that I took some master's courses. I got I was probably I'm probably 3 classes away from getting a master's degree and I quit. And it was because, and Chelsea always tell me like go back and get it, but I said I got what I need. I know myself and I said I have what I need to succeed now. I don't need the paper. I got my electrical engineering. I got what I needed out of this. I can take what I learned in these credentials and I can go apply this, get some jobs. And guess what now? I ain't left the crib for a job since uh 2021.
Yeah.
I don't, and if I leave the crib, they gotta pay me more. I can't go out unless you pay me more. You see what I'm saying? I developed these skills like that, and I went back to school to get those skills. And I'm gonna give you some other game right now. LinkedIn Learning. You want to know learn a new skill set? Go to LinkedIn Learning. Put your money up. Put your money up on the table and go to LinkedIn Learning. Learn some courses. If you want to learn how to program, codeacademy.com. Codeacademy.com. None of this stuff is some of it's free and it's not expensive. Okay, you know what I'm saying? YouTube. YouTube University. I already told you about that. Books. Go to the dollar store. They got bookstores that you can get secondhand books, and you can read those same books that's in the library. Go to the library, get the books, right? ebooks. Oh, I forgot. You don't like to read, right? You can't ebook. When I go to sleep, I got an ear pod in my ear. Something going on while I'm sleeping. Is it something playing in my ear? Whatever it is, ebooks, right? Get you a mentor. I had a mentor at every job I was at in corporate America. Somebody
Mentorship
like
is a major key.
I'm telling
Mentorship.
you, somebody like me had hey, artist, why you wearing that shirt? It's too loud. Artist, read this book. You need to what one of the executives told me to read Malcolm X because I was like, man, you not
My man,
I'm in the
Malcolm X.
I'm in the corporate, like you're not finna talk to me like that. You're not he said read Malcolm X. You got to have a mentor. Find you a mentor that's gonna help you along the way. That's what I want to tell you. These are the things that I do.
Yeah. And I would say on the flip side of it, right? So you with the computers and everything, I've
Yeah.
I've always had the ability to lead teams. I've always had a gift and also to be able to lead team to manage people. I've been in leadership roles ever since even before I got out of college, right? But right after college, I did
Yeah.
internships just like you. Major key had two internships. I knew I wanted to go to school for business marketing and management. I knew I wanted to be a leader. I never switched my degree up because I was already doing marketing for the Chicago Tribune, the Hammond Times, Northwest Tribune. I've worked on all the Daily South, all of the newspapers that are in Northwest Indiana and the Chicagoland. I've either delivered them or sold subscriptions or taught people how to sell subscriptions to them. And
Yeah.
that's why me, Kuntz, Antonio, I mean, it goes on and on. And they're very successful and have grown the marketing business like crazy.
Yeah.
So what Mama say? She said, suppose
Yeah.
someone's skills. Pay
Yeah.
attention that allow you to identify your skills. We're gonna get back to that. Don't let me forget that. Let me finish my point, bro.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is on the leadership tip of it is I've always been able to lead teams. One, because I'm a people's person, right? You can put me, and like you said, developing your skills. I know a lot of leaders that can only lead certain type of people, certain amounts of people. They can't lead union employees. They can only most of the fields that I've worked in, I had zero experience. You could put me anywhere managing any type of people. I've managed groups as large as 80, 90 employees to watching one or two people or
Yeah.
having no employees or being an individual contributor. But what I'm saying is union, non-union, retail, everything. Remember, we were talking about developing their skill. And when I say we come from a real place, this is gonna hit home for a lot of people. So if you feel like, man, they don't know what it's like to work overnights, they don't know what it's like to work this or work that. So I would say, me personally, I've worked every shift a person can work. So when you look at
In
my
corporate
life now,
America.
in corporate America, I've worked every shift you can work. What? Because I've worked retail management, I've worked in manufacturing facilities, right?
Yeah.
Um, and into working for utilities and energy delivery and gas and oil. I'm telling you, when I say I've worked every single shift you could work, before I got to this point to where you probably like, man, dude don't look like he work at all. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, I've worked. Remember,
Tell
I remember early on, bro. We was talking about money. Me and you was talking about
Yeah.
money, and we was talking about how many hours I was working to get the money.
Yeah.
And then we was like, well, let's get the money. Let's try to get that money in 40 hours.
Yeah. Let's take the hour. Let's pull the hours back.
Yeah, let's try to get that money in 40 hours. See what that
Yeah.
looked like, and let's try to see if we could get a Monday through Friday so we don't miss those holidays or time with
Yeah.
the kids or whatever. And we're gonna get more into that. But back to the question. What was the question again?
Yeah. Let me find it. Let me find it. There it
Because I
is
want to
right
make sure.
there.
Yeah, what are some of the things one needs to pay attention to that would allow you to identify your skills?
And
I would
wait,
say
before you answer, we like this. So these live sessions every Wednesday, we want you to ask these questions.
that's
That
what
that's
that's what we're
that
here for.
that's what the live session is for. Please
So
ask them.
yeah, so Monday we dropping new episodes every Monday. Wednesdays will be live and we could do Q&As. But
Yeah.
I would go by saying that some of the skill sets and things that will allow you to identify your skills, what comes easy to you?
Yeah.
what comes natural to you, right? Um,
I got a good
not
one
so,
for you. I
not
got a good
somebody
one.
else's dream. Like what comes
Yeah,
natural to you that makes you feel good, that you feel like you could get up every single day
every day.
and put in X amount of hours and it still feels good to you, because
Yeah,
that's where it be a good start for you. But when you keep
yeah,
forcing yourself to do things that maybe somebody else's dream, or, like, okay, for instance, like if I love truck driving, and it's a lot of people out there that do love truck driving,
yeah. We got to speak to that.
and you don't even like driving,
Why
why
you
would you
doing
go
that?
get why would you go get a CDL?
Why you doing that?
You don't even like driving, but you're gonna go get a CDL because Greg got say he get money getting a CDL
No,
driving.
you
That's
got to get in
my
your own
dream.
swim lane.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. You
Swim
know what?
lanes.
Figure out what worked for you and what feel good. And that's a good starting point, like where your heart at.
Swim
So,
lanes.
but go ahead, bro.
Now, all I'm gonna add to it is that the way you identify your skills is, let's say you a supervisor for at Lear, right? Or let's say you a worker at Lear, right? And let's say you doing a particular job that you absolutely love.
Right.
You ain't no supervisor. Let's just say you a worker. You doing a job you absolutely love. But you got this supervisor who keep nagging you, like just picking on you at for anything. You take a break. Oh, you came back 2 minutes late. It's just anything. If you find yourself being able to like, oh, that's just noise. That's just white noise. And you keep doing what you're doing, that's the skill you like. Keep doing it. It's that simple. If you find yourself doing something and you meet opposition and you keep going, I love this. I don't really care. When I used to work at Geek Squad, them people come in, I just lost all my data. I can't get this computer turned on, blah, blah. They curse at you, say whatever. I go back in the back, start fixing computers. Like, I don't care. He brought his computer, I can fix it. I don't really care. I can fix his computer. That's what I'm saying. That's how you identify. Pay attention to those things because you like it. You like it that much that you can deal with the obstacles that come with it. You're unstoppable.
Yeah. What's the second question? I think it was another one.
Uh Nothing right now. Let's get in. Let's
Okay.
get into this. Let's get into this next one right here.
Okay.
So that's how you develop your skills, right? But now we want to talk about how you apply your skill, how you find a job, right? Because
Ooh.
because I'm trying to we trying to step you through this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Find it, develop it, apply it. And this is an area here where a lot of people might have problems, and we can get into the resumes, cover letters, references. We can do that later. That's like a whole topic by itself. But I think for this is that one of the things that I always tell people is that put your pride aside when it comes to jobs,
Yes.
because at some point in your career you're going to have to take a job that you don't want to get a job that you want.
Yes.
You're gonna have to do something that you don't want to get to where you want to be. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna come back to what I want to say because I want Greg to briefly touch on how he used to work at Dollar General. Isn't that right? Dollar General,
Yeah.
and you had to bring your pistol in because
Yeah.
tell that story.
So boom. So when I was working out of the
Graveyards, like yeah, just
bro.
tell it.
So yeah. So I was working in retail management. I was an ops manager in Chicago at Sam's Club. I was working in Lexington, Kentucky at first, did an internship, went through their manager and training program,
Yep.
got to the Chicago market. After college, wanted to come back a little closer to home to be by family and everything. And, I was getting really tired of some of the shifts I was working in retail management, which anybody that work in retail management can understand. And I ended up meeting somebody that's a higher up for the Dollar General Corporation. And she promised me a lot of things, told me like, yeah, I can get you down in Indianapolis to do some things, and you'll be running a district and all this stuff
Yeah.
like that. And again, I'm a hustler and I can lead any type of team. So I'm like, bet, just point me anywhere. If you say it's better than what I'm got going right now, give me a better balance. I was cool. Plus, you was down there, bro. You was in Indianapolis first.
Yeah.
Look at nephew came AJ. But and so it was like a win-win, right? Man, they put me my first gig when I moved to Indianapolis was crazy. I knew nothing about Indianapolis. We never really even came to Indianapolis. You was
Yep.
down here. That was good enough for me. It was a Dollar General on 39th of Illinois. I didn't know what,
Right off 38th. He ain't too far. You nap town, y'all know. 38th.
and again, that didn't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the lady, I ain't from here. The lady was like, she like, you would be training here, then we're gonna get you your own district and all that. Brought me in as the highest paid manager in all of
Yeah, yeah,
Indianapolis,
yeah.
all that. That's that we made sure the money was straight, but still, after a couple days, I figured out like, bro, I'm back in the hood. I'm like, as soon as I leave the store, you know what I'm saying? They're like, man, we just got robbed, boss. I'm like, robbed? They like, yeah, man, they just came in here with guns and everything, everybody on
Yeah.
the floor, everything. I say, oh no, man. I done went to college. I done got
Yeah.
some experience under my belt. You know what I'm saying? And we
Yeah.
talking pistol play. I said, yo,
Yeah.
here we go. So I had to do what I had to do until I had to work that job until I applied and put myself into something else, right? Still, I had my daughter, Rosie was 1 at the time when I moved to Indianapolis, about to be
Yeah.
2. You know what I'm saying? Had
Yeah.
my girl, which is my wife, but that was my girl at the time. I had family to feed. We was renting a house and everything. Ain't own a house yet. We was renting a house. I had responsibilities. So, like you said, I told them we need security in that store. They didn't want to believe it. And I'm like, you know what, man? Hey, I ain't from this hood, but we from the hood.
Yeah.
So I was doing something I didn't want to do, bro. I was in there with that thing on me. I'm not even gonna lie to
Yeah.
you,
Use
because
we gotta use
because
that.
hey, back to your instincts.
Yeah.
I'm in there like,
It
hey,
don't
if
leave
it's
you. We know
if
how to
it's gonna,
conceal it.
I'm going home at the end of the day. I don't
Yeah.
come around here messing with nobody. I don't even know y'all. I ain't even from that.
Facts.
But if you come between me getting home to what I love, you're gonna put me in a situation. So
Yeah.
and me and you would talk about it. I'm like, bro, I'm at work with my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're like, what? We gotta get you up out of there.
We gotta get you up
So
out of there.
so I stayed down, stayed diligent, and when something else opened up, I ended up getting one of the coldest jobs in Indianapolis, and that was being working at Allison
Allison
Transmission.
transmission. Boom.
And that's a good old boy club. And I walked in there, fought out some people for the position, got that, and that was a big turning point in my life. But what I'm saying is, when I threw them keys to them, when I was going down Rockville Road, and they like, man, you gonna
Yeah.
quit? I said, yeah, it's a wrap. I didn't go to school. I didn't leave a hood to go to somebody else's hood
That's one of the worst things you could do. Leave
to,
your hood and go to somebody else's hood. You don't know
and,
nobody.
and have to carry a pistol to work and all that stuff like that. I'm like, man, I'm hustling backwards, but I got to do what I got to do. So when that
Yeah.
opportunity presented itself, I was gone, bro. And I ain't never looked back. But yeah, I ain't quit. I had people that depended on me, but I had to do what I had to do until something else opened up. So you're absolutely right.
Facts. And that's the thing behind this message is that when you apply your skill, please don't become discouraged. You might have to take a lower job that you feel like you above this. And I want to tell you this: when you start getting better, when you will get better. You're gonna get to a point where you intimidate people as soon as you walk in. Get used to it. Cause when you reach that level, baby, you you in the game. When you reach that level, it's over with. It's up.
You can
It's up
feel you
there.
can feel the energy.
Yeah.
You can
They
feel
going
the energy. You
you
can
a
feel
threat.
the energy changes when the real guys
Yeah.
walk in the room, right? There's always some pretenders in any situation you in,
Yeah.
but when you are really what those people aspire to be,
Yeah.
you
How
can
you get yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
feel it in the room when you walk in.
And they like, how he get out of that situation? He here. He a threat. Yeah, we gotta keep our eyes keep your eye on him. But yeah,
Please
back
keep
yeah.
Go ahead. I would say, please keep your eye on me. You're
Yeah,
gonna
so
learn something, and you're gonna learn that only I can stop me.
right.
Only I can stop me. I walk around and operate with heavy confidence. I'm
Heavy
confident in
confidence.
any room I walk in. I'm confident around anybody. It's no amount of money. There's no amount of anything you have, worldly possessions that can make me feel indifferent about myself. Because
Yes.
I believe in me. And I believe whatever you have, even if you have more than me, I can get that. I'm gonna get that if I want it bad enough.
Yeah.
And that's it's the same thing, bro. It's simple. It applies to everything we're doing. You
Yep.
want to talk about finding a job and different things of that nature, applying skills, but go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so I want to tell you that like when I had to apply myself out of college for 2013 I graduated and I said, okay, I gotta find me a job right now. Let me tell you how I get when I'm trying to find a job. When I was in college, I applied for over 100 plus applications. Ain't nothing come easy. Y'all might make it look easy. It's not easy. 100 plus applications. I went on 25 plus interviews. We talking about to the point where I'm going from Indianapolis to West Lafayette to take interviews. One of the times I ain't even had no money. I ain't had no money for gas to get to the interview. I had to call up a relative to get some cash. You see what I'm saying? But I had to do that. And I get real focused when I gotta get a job. Let me tell you, if I need a job to this day, I go on Indeed.com. Let me tell y'all, get you a resume together, put it on Indeed, and apply. And when I say apply, you can't just casually apply like one job here, two jobs there. No, I'm on Indeed.com like if I was on Instagram or Facebook. I know I'm not on Facebook, but you get the point. You got to be on that like you on a social platform. You got to be on Indeed. Okay, every time you eating breakfast, you waking up, you got to be on there because it's like that. How you gonna set yourself apart from the pack? You gonna sit there and do what they do and be mediocre, or you gonna set yourself high? You got
Look,
to
peep
set
game.
yourself high.
Peep game. Let me get right into this. Let me get in this too,
Yeah,
bro. Let me get some of this. When I was just talking about that job, I got an Allison transmission. Some people know about it, some people don't. Some people even I didn't know what the company was before I even got here, but it's a very premier job, right? So for the folks back at home, working at Allison transmission is like walking into the steel mill back
yeah.
at
The steel
home
mill. That's the steel mill.
as
Yeah,
as a manager, right?
yeah,
I did that at 24 years old in a good old boys club, right?
yeah,
But we want to talk about follow up and getting a job. I applied for the job. I called every Wednesday for
yeah,
for 4 months straight. I called every Wednesday, talked to the same lady for 4 months, and asked her, "Have they looked at my resume yet? Have they looked at my resume yet?"
yeah,
No, Greg, they haven't. No, they haven't. It's a slow process. Trust it. I said, I'm gonna call you back next Wednesday too, right? Till you tell me stop calling you, I'm gonna call you. But mind you, I'm sitting there going to work every day with a pistol on me,
yeah.
feeling like my life is going backwards. I'm hungry. I got to get out this situation, bruh. So
Gotta eat.
so not only did after 4 months did I get the interview, it was like 250 people applied. Had to do an interview for the first time with 6 or 7 people. Mind you, it was a good old boy club. By definition, you know what that is. And
You
if you
know what
don't,
that
look it
is.
up. Right? Interview so crazy. I was the youngest and only black in there. The guy, one of the guys, I don't know what was up, bro. That was the craziest interview to this day. And I've had interviews. I remember
Yeah,
in that interview, they were trying to like make or break me. One guy, he was asking me all these questions. I was hitting him with it. Bam, bam, bam. I got, answers, clear, crisp, precise answers for everything. He said, I'm gonna move this paper to the side.
yeah. I remember.
Remember I told you about that?
Yeah,
He said, most people are intimidated by me.
yeah,
Are you intimidated by me? I said, this is not a street fight, it's a job interview, right? Let's talk business.
yeah. In the job interview, this going down.
Talk about intimidate you,
Yeah, what you
dude.
mean?
Listen
And this where the
here.
219 come in at.
Man, that you
Ah,
anywhere, everywhere,
yeah.
everywhere with a chip on my shoulder. I'm not
What
going
you
nowhere. I'm
mean?
here. I'm here. That's
I'm at
why,
the
again,
table.
even to this day at 2024, for the past 7 years, I've been the only, and the youngest African American. I'm the only black,
Top
and I
dog.
happen to be the youngest.
Top dog.
So when we talk about all that, man, listen, that's my everyday. And I
Yeah.
move in a way because I know there's other people coming after me,
Yeah, we
right?
gotta
So
look up for.
I'm very particular on how I move and what I do and the impression because I know the next person coming, and I don't want to mess it up for the next brother or sister or black or brown person or anybody, any female, anybody that comes as far as for diversity purposes. But right now, that's it, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy because like you say, the interviewing, the applying yourself. I'm a
Yeah.
geek for it. Let me back up a little bit more. I almost forgot something. Everybody that I interviewed with for that job, I had found their real names. They messed around, sent me an email with
Oh
everybody's
yeah.
name that's go
Got
on my panel, right? I
You gotta do
took
that
all of the
research.
I took all of those names. I Googled research everybody.
Yeah.
When I was in that interview with those 5 or 6 guys, I was able to walk down the line and
Yeah.
tell them what high school they went to. One dude
Know
was
they
from
kids.
Brazil.
Yeah, I know that.
Brazil. He was from Brazil. I said,
Yep,
oh, so you used to work at the plant in Brazil first.
yep,
Okay, and you went to college in Brazil, and you came over to the States this year, and you graduated from
yep,
here. You went to Purdue. You went to IUP.
yep.
I walked them down, and they said we had no
Walking
choice
down.
to hire you.
Yep, you
They
ain't got
said
no choice.
they said we interviewed over
Drop the
100.
bag off, man. Stop
We
playing.
dropped. They said we interviewed over 150 people. We had no choice but to hire you.
Got no
Don't talk
choice.
to me about.
Drop the
Don't talk.
bag. Stop playing.
Man, I got a
Stop
kid to feed,
playing.
bro. I got people that depend on me, bro. I'm not playing with nobody, man. I want this, and I'm gonna
And
show you.
listen, it's that hustler's mentality that you just pick up, and that's what I'm saying. These tools we got from the hood, please use them. They're at our disposal. They're at your disposal. And the thing I want to talk about again is that put your pride aside when it comes to these jobs, because like, let's take for example, you see somebody working at the Waffle House, right? You might say, Sweetsman, he done fell off, isn't he? He working at the Waffle House. I had to say it like that, right? Because that's how they gonna say it. But understand it's the intention behind what everything I do. If you do your research, you understand I was a Waffle House connoisseur, so I wanted a Waffle House.
I still am.
Only way you can get a Waffle House is if you work there. They won't let you franchise unless you work there. You got to do that. Rolling Pears, guess what? McDonald's, you can't own no franchise McDonald's unless you go to Hamburger University. That's a real thing. You got to go to school to get that McDonald's school. You see what I'm saying? So there's really intention behind everything you do. So if you end up working somewhere, McDonald's or something, guess what? That's credit. That's credit you can use when you want to buy that thing. You understand what I'm saying? Don't knock
Yep.
it. Don't knock it. It's bigger things in that. I never talk about nobody that's been working fast food wherever. You can do something with that. The other thing I want to
Listen,
let you know is go
go ahead,
ahead.
go ahead. I don't care
The
what
other
job you got.
the other thing I want to let you know is that internships. We told you how you apply yourself. Indeed.com, find a job. Internships, right? The trade school. Go to your local community college. You know, not university, community college. See what programs they have where you could just take a course and get a certificate. That's good as gold. You see what I'm saying? And for all my people out there who ain't get to finish high school, go back and get the GED. And I'm gonna tell you what, it's not just you getting the GED that's gonna help, but let's say you have kids. When your kids ask you, Daddy, Mommy, where's your certification? Your heart gonna be like, mine's right here. And just having that paper, that GED, gonna get you a lot of places, man. It's gonna take you wherever you want need to be. So it's never too late to go back and get that. But the
No.
last thing I want to leave for this point, and then you can go, Greg. What you need to say is get a morning routine. The biggest of all things, before you even try to apply yourself, get yourself a morning routine.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that right now, if Ace ain't waking up, my routine is about 4:45 in the morning. What you doing up that early? I got to read the Bible. Cause all this stuff we talking about, I can't do none of it without the word. I gotta
Trying to
get
tell you.
that. I gotta get that in my body first. First thing, before I put on my glass. First thing, read the Bible. Next thing, work out. I gotta work out. It ain't been on that track, but that's my goal. So now I might have to step back, but I'm gonna get the Bible in. I'm gonna work out, and then I got 2 books. You see what I'm saying? Keep some books around you. What books you reading right now? You got to keep some books around you.
Hey,
So
we can do
so
that. Hey, hey,
hold
hey.
on, hold on, hold
Go
on.
ahead.
So
Hey.
Bible. So you got to get a routine. Whatever time you're gonna get up that's conducive with your schedule. Bible. You got to work out, mind, body, and soul. You gotta read the Bible. You got to work out. You got to read some personal, something that gets you going, that helps you as a person and well-being with the book. Then after that, get to work. What you creating? What you
Right.
creating either online, at your job, what you doing? That's the effort. That's the effort you got to keep. Go ahead.
No, I would just say, as being, I mean, if you got now, if you single, you ain't got nobody, or you live alone, that's no excuse to sleep all day. That's actually more of a reason to
Nah.
get. But what I'm saying is, when you got a lot going on and you like, man, I ain't got enough time, or this, that, and the third, you got to sacrifice some sleep, right? That's the sacrifice. You got to get up early. We know for sure when we get up every day that we can contact each other. If I can't
Yeah.
call nobody else, and we in 2 different time zones,
Yeah.
I know I can call a dude. He can call me because we up early, hustling, like you said, whether it's reading a book, reading the Bible for the last past 6 months or so.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna get all off into it. Me and you've been going back and forth on books. Every
Yeah.
successful
I'm up.
person,
I'm up on you too. You owe me one.
you
Yeah, no
crazy. I'm
cap.
finishing this. I'm finishing David
No cap
Goggins' book
on
right
that.
now. It's his second book. I ain't even tell you about that one. I just ain't tell you about that one. I got one. I got one in the clip.
Uh,
So what I'm saying is books, like you said, routine, taking care of your body, getting in the
yeah,
Bible, meditation,
yeah,
investing in yourself, applying for a job, getting up, doing something. I don't care anything, but just get up.
yeah.
Ain't nothing gonna come to a sleeper but a dream.
But a dream.
Ain't nothing gonna come to a sleeper but a dream.
Yeah. And
And
look,
when I meet people and I talk to them, and they like, man, I've been at, like it's noon or 1 o'clock or something like that, and you able to sleep like that, that tells me a lot about you as a person. And
yeah.
I'm sorry. I promise you I ain't trying to judge. I ain't there yet then. Maybe you know what I'm saying? I can't afford to sleep that long. I'm
Nah,
sorry. I got to get up. I got to get up. I got to get up and do something.
you got to
I
get
drive my
to it.
family crazy because they like, man, you always got to do something. You always got to do something. I remember my neighbor, bro, at my old house was like, do you ever stop? My neighbor's son was like, do you ever stop? He seen me leave in a company car. He seen me come back. And 3 minutes later, I was jumping out in my truck with my trailer going to do some landscaping jobs. He seen me park that and jump back out and go to like Rosie's softball game or something like that. He
Yeah.
seen me come back after Rosie's softball game and leave to go jog around the neighborhood. Do you ever stop? Now
Hats
stop
off.
playing with me. Go ahead, bro.
Hats off. No, I love it. I could do
You
this
know, we
all
can do
day.
this. We can do this.
Hey, for the
We can
sake of
do this.
time, because we got more stuff that we want to talk to y'all about. So you got to tune in. We coming. I'm
Please
I listen.
tune
I
in with
got
an open
intention
mind.
behind this. I got
Tune
intention
in,
behind this.
tune in with an
With an
open
open
mind.
mind. That's it.
We do not consider ourselves to know everything.
Nope.
We do not consider ourselves perfect people,
No better than anybody else.
but we are better than we were once. And I
Key
feel like
progress.
progress. And I feel like you owe it to yourself. And maybe we could be that little piece that help you get your butt off the couch or to better
Yeah.
yourself or to change your circumstance. So we're not speaking from that. We're a work in progress. This story's still being written.
Yeah.
And this is time. It took a while for us to even be able to talk about this stuff, but it come by the work. We had to experience some things and go through some things. And I'm only gonna give my people something real. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
give fortune cookie advice. I'm not gonna say something that's not true. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk to principles and practices that you can apply to your life. So, it is what
Yeah.
it is, bro.
And then the last thing we want to talk about, we want to leave y'all with is network. And I'm only make one point about this. I want to tell you that because I bring everything back to my experience because I think the personal touch is what you can feed off of and you know it's real.
Right.
I want to tell you that after you find your skill, after you develop your skill, after you apply your skill, and you start getting all them big time jobs, you start being this big time creator on YouTube, you start being this person who writing these books, you start being this coach, you start mentoring others, you're gonna get to a point where people reach out to you for jobs that you didn't even apply for. And then this will happen. And then this will happen. So now we find ourselves on a daily me and Greg, and this is not to brag, but this is to tell you that when you trust that
Tell them the
process to the
truth.
back end, okay, I'm gonna get okay. So I got a person called contact me. I don't even apply for the jobs no more. I had a guy contact me. He said, we want to give you 6 figures, no interview. What? It is double six. I won't tell you the number, but I want to tell you the number, but it ain't a hundred
Right. No,
thousand.
no.
I don't
Just
like because
yeah,
I
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm just telling you that like that's crazy. You what? Somebody finna get fired. I ain't take the job because it's for other reasons, just because you have to understand the value of money based on the geographical market you in. So,
Listen,
Greg, tell him that point
yeah, I was gonna say. And bro, we got to thank God for it. I'm gonna give God praise for everything. I'm just a vessel,
because
bro.
he gonna pull people. What I'm saying by networking,
I'm
he
gonna
gonna
say,
start throwing people into you because you
I'm gonna
know him.
say, we talked about everything. We talk about jobs. We talk about where we wanted to be in our lives. We talked about what we thought was real money. We thought about dollar amounts. We talked, back
Yeah,
and forth. I want to make this amount of money or whatever. And it really does something to your spirit when you're able to reject six-figure jobs.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy, I know, and that's gonna hit a lot of people where we from. Like, what you mean? What I'm
Mm.
saying is not turn them down to where we too good for them, but to understand more than just the money aspect of it. So that person contacted you. I got one rating in my LinkedIn account right now about some stuff like that. And I'm like, nah, because yeah, it'll give me that amount of money or this amount of money, but
Tell them where you
it's
was going though. Get
bro,
to
I
that.
had oh yeah. So this really let me know, like, man, I said, man, I hung after I hung the phone up and declined this offer, I was like, I was proud of
Yeah.
me. I say, dang, Greg, you really
I
handled
was
that
in
well.
Miami at the time too. Tell them.
Man, yeah, I could be in my like, yeah, yeah. They offered me to move to Miami, a crazy salary.
Yeah.
Uh Miami. I was like, do I gotta live in Miami? Can't live like Fort? No, you gotta move to Miami and everything else. And
Yeah.
uh and it's crazy because my experience started to kick in. So I heard what they was gonna give me. The sign-on bonus was crazy. Everything they was gonna move the family out
Yeah.
there, ship all my equipment, like all my trailers and campers and stuff. Because y'all know, and if you
Yeah.
don't know, you're gonna figure out I like to
Yeah,
camp.
we're
We
gonna
both
get
like to
into
camp.
that. Yeah. We're
But
gonna get into the
they was
RV
gonna do
life.
all that stuff. Send me straight to Miami. All I had to do was get on the plane and get there. But then here I go. I'm
Yeah.
looking at my experience. I started looking at the cost of living. I
Yeah.
started looking at how we gonna be able to live once that uh
Yeah.
bonus is over with. What the bang for the buck is, square footage of homes, how are homes built, what's the housing market look like, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm a two-time homeowner now, so I don't want to go and go backwards. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like I just started looking into the whole situation, and I threw them back another number, even though that number would have been more than I had ever made. I
Yeah.
knew in Miami it wouldn't. That money would have took me further in Indiana than in Miami.
So
You
let's
know what I'm
break it
saying?
down into numbers though. Let's say not the number, actual number, but like let's say we getting 50,000. We getting
Right,
they're throwing us 50,000, right?
right,
And then in Miami, the cost of living is 35,000, forty
right.
thousand.
The cost of
That
living in
money
Miami was 100% higher than it is in Indiana.
exactly.
And I got
So
enough sense to know that, right? And I'm not gonna go backwards for anybody. And I know a lot of people, and I tell people
that's
be
that
cautious
carry.
with that. I tell a lot of people that because I know a lot of people that I either went to school with or something, and they moved to like a New York City or LA. And ain't nothing wrong with them cities. I'm just saying, I know that they live there and they're living hand to
Yeah.
mouth or foot to mouth, or whatever that's called. And and it's because it looked good when we put or in a conversational piece to say, hey, I live in Cali, or man, I live in LA, I
Yeah.
live in New York City, man, I live. But you're not doing well for yourself. I go visit all of those places, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
always live where I can sustain a certain lifestyle that I like to live. And that just speaks to our growth. Our growth. It's not about the money. It's about what to do when that money is in front of you, or even getting yourself in a position to know all money is not good money, or your own worth, or
Yeah.
situation that's going to put you in if you accept that. And I remember when some of these dollar amounts, bro, we dreamed of. Like we was like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like we didn't. This wasn't even a part of the bar where we was talking about before. But to be
And
able to just differentiate and filter through it, bro, it speaks to our growth and everything, man.
and I want to make this distinction that we're not saying that, oh, you only make $20 an hour or you only make this, we make this amount. No, we're not saying that. We're saying that when you get to a point where you have other responsibilities that you have to take care of, family, dogs, whatever, your mother, grandmother, that those costs, along with the cost of living, along with the geographical area you're in, will not cover that basis. So you have to put the math on paper to see. And in those situations, when you think about that, it's not smart to do those. So
No,
that's what we mean.
no,
So
no. So that's for sure, bro.
yeah, man, we could. It's sake of time. Like I said, we could go on and on about this, but it's time for now. It's time for the key takeaways and the action items because this is about purpose and intention, right?
Right.
Do you like go ahead and hit them with the key takeaway? If you want me to give an explanation, we can do that,
I
but
mean,
we
the
can
key
tag team it.
takeaway is your life expands into proportion to your courage.
Yep. Your life expands in proportion to your courage. So basically, what we saying is throughout all these talks, when we talk about identifying the skill, developing the skill, applying the skill, networking. It's going to take courage for you to change what you've been doing consistently. You formed a habit, and habits are bad are hard to break. It's going to
Right.
take you courage to leave your current situation and step out on faith. And you got to do that. You got to have some courage to do that. And what I'm saying is, the more courage you muster up inside yourself, it's going to dictate your life. It's going to
Yep.
expand your life.
Yep.
Action item.
Dedicate the time and the money to follow through on the skills you would like to obtain. Hold on. I want to say a little something on that.
Yeah.
Dedicate the time and the money to follow through on the skills you would like to obtain.
This where the rubber meets the road. Now
We
put the
choose
money up.
we choose every day to afford with the things we want to afford. And the things we don't want to afford, we choose not to. And when you talk about your life, you talk about your career, you talk about your livelihood, because you only gonna live this life one time.
On time.
And you don't want to live it with regrets. If you can go to the liquor store every Friday and get a fifth of Henny, that's like $50. You do that 4 times a month, we at 200. And that's just people that just drink on Fridays. So that's $200 a month you affording just for that. Not to say if you smoke cigarettes, not to say if you got some other habits,
Yeah.
not to say if you eat out at lunch every day. Invest some of that money because you can afford it. That's why there's minimalists in the world.
Yeah.
Most of
Yeah.
us are living with way more than what we even need to live anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So what I'm saying is dedicate some of that to take a course, to buy a book, to read a book,
Yep.
to put your to get a ticket to a sermon or a speech when a speaker, a keynote speaker is coming in town, or a professional in the area that even if it's to okay, buy somebody lunch
Yeah.
that's
That's gonna
just to
teach you
get
something.
game. Right, just to
Yeah.
just gonna teach you something, right? We're talking about
Yeah.
even if you like, hey, G White, I want to take you to lunch next week, man.
Yeah.
Cool, right? So the money you was gonna go trick off, you like, I'm gonna take him to somewhere real nice. Not just me, I'm just saying, if
Anybody.
it's somebody you want to get something from, you may have to do that. Don't be scared to spend money because you spend money on what you really want to afford. I don't
Facts.
care if you make $5. Well, you shouldn't make $5 an hour, but if you make $5 an hour right now, $10, 20, 30, 40, you're spending money on the things you're choosing to afford the things you want to. And the stuff you making an excuse or the things you saying that it's not for you, you're choosing not to be able to afford them. You
Yep.
don't travel because you're choosing not to travel.
Yep.
It's not that because rich people travel and poor people don't, or middle class don't, and only rich people can. No, we can get into that too, but back into all of that is invest in yourself with the one life that you'll live. There will be no redos to this.
Yep.
There will be no redos. You will not
Not
get
at
a
all.
second chance to do this thing. Spend the money, dedicate the time to put yourself in a position to enjoy the time you got here because we don't know when it's gonna be up. So I'm at least put myself in a position to enjoy this thing. That's why we live the life we live now. You never see me throw money in no club. You've never seen me throw money in a club, show money, nothing. I show people experiences. I show
Yeah.
you life. You may see where I'm at, whatever. And I mean, you know, some of that stuff costs a little money. But what I'm saying is, I'm not waiting till I get old or older to live. I want it now
Gotta get it now.
because the circumstances we come from, there's
You
a
don't
lot
see
of
them
people,
days.
a lot of people didn't get old. A lot of
Yeah.
people not gonna make it to get old.
Yeah.
So why I'm a bank for that when I don't even know if I'm gonna get that? So if I can afford to take this trip now, I'm gonna do that. If I can afford to show my family this now, I'm gonna do that. If I can afford to get a house, I'm gonna get a house. If I can afford to get a car, get a car. It's that type of mindset, man. People and you know, I wish more people adopted that mindset, but this is a very good start. So I hope everybody's listening with an open mind and that you got something today that you could take with you tomorrow, tonight, and sleep on it. Look yourself in the mirror, and you can change your circumstance today. You can
Today.
change.
Let's
You can
go.
change.
Let's
You can change
go.
your circumstance today, and it's gonna start here.
Yeah.
Before it can hit your pocket or anywhere else around you, it's got to start here. I
Yeah.
can't want it for you. You gotta want it for yourself. Your mama and them can't want it for you. Your best friend can't want it for you. You gotta want it
Yeah.
for yourself. You gotta lock in. Go ahead, bro.
Big speaker.
So
I don't got nothing to
again,
say.
so hold on. Mondays, we're gonna be dropping new content pre-recorded on Mondays. Wednesdays, we're gonna continue to do the live sessions with some Q&A so we can talk to the people and we can hear some things. And because this is what it's about. You know, it's about us helping people and inspiring people. No judgment, just hard
Yeah.
truths. And that's okay. I have not met a successful person that don't have hard truths with themselves or have
Yep.
accountability partners. We talk about mentors, mentorships, and accountability partners. And me and this guy right here, we've been that for each other. We have conversations with each other that nobody else can have with each other.
Yeah.
Like with us, like we hold each other that way. And I surround myself around people like that. My best friends, hey, you can challenge me because I'm gonna challenge you. We're gonna push each other, and before you know it, we
We're at
all
the
sitting on
top
the beach. We all sitting on the beach with sand in our feet through tough conversations and mindset, man. So, it was had a good time, man. Good session tonight, bro. Talking to the people. And then I
for
appreciate
sure.
everybody that tuned in. Um, like it,
Appreciate it.
share it. We got YouTube. We on YouTube. We got the Instagram up. You know what I'm saying?
Facebook.
We got the Facebook page now. And
We
it's
got
just
we
the
on
beginning.
Apple Podcasts. We on Deezer.
Let's
We
go.
I mean, we syndicated. We
We
working.
ain't no cold rookies to this, man. Like
Nah.
it's we can't be professionals in every other aspect of our
We get
lives.
better.
Become like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's for the people, man. Y'all enjoy yourself. Enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. But
Redemption.
yeah, let's get it.
Big speaker.